Autotech channel is sponsored by Autocom Associates, your auto PR and marketing partner, and Executive Search Partners, Michigan-born, nationally recognized IT search specialist. Hey, it's Mike Brennan. We're doing another video news update from the Center for Automotive Research Management Briefing Seminars here in Traverse City. And I have with me Samit Ghosh, who is the CEO and president of P3 North America, which is based out of Southfield. One of their claims to fame is that they have expertise in autonomous vehicle technology.
Hi, Mike.
How are you doing? So it's like day two. I've listened to a lot of these folks that say they're autonomous vehicle experts talking about what's going to happen. Most of them agree that we have certain elements of stage 1, 2, and 3. But the 4 and 5, you know, I'm sitting in my car, take me home, I can't drive, we're way away from that, right? That's not going to happen anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the dominating themes that we have here at the conference. And I always get the question, so when our autonomous vehicles are coming, right? And my answer always is, which ones do you mean? Because if you look at the autonomous level, if you talk about, for example, low-speed shuttle, yeah, in a geo-fenced environment, you can have that today. But what you just said, I just go in my car, there's no limitations, we can go highway speed, we can go anywhere. That is truly several years out. And that's the common theme that we think at P3 through the work on the technology as well as what we hear at the conference.
And then also a lot of people are saying that where you're gonna see the more advanced stuff will be in the smart cities, as it were. And that, you know, the more rural areas may not see it for even longer, but, you know, the Ann Arbors and downtown Detroit's, where they have the right infrastructure in place, you're going to see it move a little faster. Do you agree?
Yeah, and this is also a common view of P3. The stuff will be first introduced in a dense urban environment. And it's not only autonomous, right? You have to have connectivity between the vehicles and with the infrastructure, as well as most likely electrification as the mode of propulsion. And it's easier to build such an infrastructure around the mobility in a city rather than on a rural area. Yeah.
And then also there's changes in taste. Millennials, for instance, probably be early adopters of these vehicles.
Yeah.
And certainly there's that Uber Lyft element coming on. I mean, for instance, in downtown Detroit now we have May Mobility, a stage 5 running around. I haven't done it yet, but one of these days I will. But the millennials are really driving this too, right?
The millennials, so the research have a different approach to mobility, and what when I grew up and when you grew up was very desirable was car ownership. Might not be so desirable right now. And I can understand that. I take Uber and Lyft and these ride-sharing services myself. They're very convenient, right? You don't have to worry about anything. At the end of the day, they're very cost-effective. So I can understand that especially millennials take it as something new, and it's very desirable for them. And it's interesting, if you look at the total cost of ownership, the whole solution to those ride-sharing services is automation, because the biggest cost factor in the whole thing is the driver, right? So that's why you see the Ubers and the Lyfts and all these companies try to develop these autonomous technologies, because it allows them to actually offer their services at a much more lower cost, which then, of course, increases the take rate, right?
And of course, the big thing for longer distance now is platooning. For instance, Army TADEC and Warren had a couple demonstrations over the past couple of years of using a leader vehicle, then having 4 or 5 vehicles behind it, unmanned, that are trailing along behind. And I know the trucking industry is really interested in doing that as well, because nationwide there's 250,000 truckers that are really short of having enough truckers to be able to handle all the traffic. So another big area, right?
It's another big area, and it's not only the shortage of truckers, but if you're able to basically run the vehicles very close to each other, you have no resistance from driving through the wind, right? Which immediately increases efficiency, fuel efficiency. And at the end of the day, a trucking company, that's what their biggest cost is, to move the stuff from left to right. And they see advantages through that technology on the cost side as well.
Okay. So folks want to learn more about P3 North America. How do they do that?
They can go to the website www.p3-group.com. Our Mobility Innovation Center is in Southfield. It's one of our 7 offices in the US. We're a global company. We have 4,000 consultants and engineers in 42 locations. So on the website, there's contact information for wherever folks are to get in touch with us.
All right, you've been watching Video News Update from the Car Management Briefing Seminars.
Thank you, Mike.